Hello, today I'm going to show you how I transfer my beer from a grandfather fermenter into my corny keg and how I gas it up. So we'll be going through how I crop the yeast off the fermenter, how I transfer the beer from my fermenter. It's not under pressure, I just use gravity. And I've also explained how I sterilize my corny keg and then gas it up so it's carbonated. So I've got my corny keg here. I've filled it up with Stella sand, which is sort of like star sand, but it's Kegland's equivalent. I've given it a good shake. I've connected my posts up to my kegerator. So I've got my CO2 in and my beer out. So what I do is shake it up and then I open the tap and pour some Stella sand through here. And what that does is sanitize my keg, but also my beer tap and my beer line. And this beer line is what I'm going to use to transfer my beer from my fermenter to my keg. So that way I ensure everything's nice and sterile. Excuse the armpit there. I'll just make sure it's all nice and sterilized. And then I'll disconnect that and that. So that's all sterilized, ready to go. I'll crop my fermenter. So I just have Stella sand in here. I spray the that just to make sure I'm not contaminating anything. This is finished fermenting. It's my Australian lager. Just release that so we're not sucking up. Yep, so that's all yeast. Oh, don't know if you can see that very well. But yeah, nice. It's a waste that I'm throwing it out. I could reuse it. So I just wanted to take the yeast off before I move the fermenter, so I'm not getting extra yeast in my beer, even though I'm going to lager it in the keg. So I'll disconnect my cooling system. All right, this is nice and heavy. Oh. What I do is release the lid, just so you're not sucking up what's in the airlock. All right. So what I can do, and what also does when you're putting CO2 here to flush sanitizer through your system, it's actually also purging out the oxygen from your keg. So oxygen causes bad flavors in beer, and it's just good to get rid of it all. Just tipping out the excess sanitizer. That's not bad for you in that dilution. But when I transfer the beer over, I just give it a rinse out with beer anyway, just so I'm not getting excess sanitizer in the keg. This is my sanitized beer transfer line. I'm going to transfer from the keg tap to my fermenter. And of course I spray the outlet tap. Just spray everything, make sure it's all nice and sanitized. I spray the hose. I put that right to the bottom of the keg just so you're not stirring up the beer to cause oxidation. Right. So then I just turn on my tap. And I usually just flush just a tiny bit, just so you get rid of that sanitizer. But as I said, it's not that dangerous for you in that concentration. Tip that out. Yeah, and as I said, I find whilst it's not under pressure, I'm still minimizing oxygen. I pre-purged the keg. I've got this hose directly attached to the tap, so there's no excess oxygen getting exposed to the beer. But yeah, ideally it would be a close transfer under pressure. But as I said, I've kept beer for 2 months on the keg and I've had no oxidation issues. So I've filled the keg now. I've put the lid on. I've set my regulator to 30 psi and I connect it up. And then I just release just to purge all the oxygen out of the keg. And that also seals the seal around the lid of your keg. I don't like keeping it 30 psi too long because you risk overcarbonating your beer. What I do is fill it up to 30 just to seal it, gets the oxygen out, and then I drop the pressure on my regulator to 12, which is my serving pressure, and I leave it there for 2 weeks, and it's pretty much lagered and gassed up, ready to drink. But I found if you set it there for maybe a month is ideal because everything drops to the bottom and you're left with pretty clear beer.